Today I messed up by accidentally becoming my client's wife's boyfriend. For context, I'm a divorce attorney. Been practicing for about 8 years now. Let's flash back to last March. I took on what seemed like a straightforward dissolution case. Client, I'll call Dave, been separated from his wife for over a year, just wanted to make it official. Around the same time, I'd been seeing this woman, Sarah, for a couple of months. I met her at a coffee shop near my office, really hit it off. She mentioned going through a divorce, but I didn't pry. Not exactly first date conversation, you know? She had a different last name from what was in my client's files, so when I ran my conflict checks, nothing flagged. Everything was going great with Sarah. Really great, actually. We were taking things slow, but it was heading in a good direction. Until we scheduled the first 4-way settlement meeting. I walk into the conference room with Dave, chatting about keeping things amicable, and there's Sarah, sitting across the table with her attorney.
So brutal.
I literally just stopped mid-sentence. My briefcase slipped right out of my hands and hit the floor with this loud thud. Sarah went completely white. Dave looked back and forth between us for what felt like an eternity, and I could see the exact moment it clicked for him.
Oh my God.
Quote, "Are you fucking serious right now?"
Oh my God.
He said. Sarah started tearing up. Her lawyer looked like he wanted to crawl under the table. I'm standing there feeling like the biggest moron in legal history. I had to immediately excuse myself with Dave. Guy was understandably pissed. Started grilling me. How long had this been going on? Did I know who she was? Was this some kind of setup to screw him over? I'm trying to explain that I'd been dating his wife for a couple of months without having any clue who she was. Quote, "What kind of lawyer doesn't ask basic questions?" He keeps saying. I had to pull out my intake notes to prove the name thing. I show him how the conflict check works, basically convince an angry client that I'm incompetent rather than malicious. Took about 20 minutes before he finally believed it was just spectacularly bad luck. Sarah and I didn't speak for 2 weeks after that meeting. We were both mortified. Her attorney spent forever trying to convince himself this wasn't some elaborate scheme. Even though nobody intended for this to happen, it was still my screw up. Should have had better procedures to catch conflicts like this. Doesn't matter that it was an accident. You mess up the conflict check, you deal with the consequences. Dave texted me a few weeks later, but it wasn't friendly. More like, quote, "Hope you realize this completely fucked up my timeline."